on. I actually do have something to share, hopefully. Let me get it up. So this is a generic PowerPoint. Since we have all these different global chats, we have two today, UK and US. There's Magdalena now. And so I tried to make them as generic as possible, but at the same time honoring the kinds of news that each one of us brings to the table. Let's see. So here's our agenda, like who is here and what's the news from the Global Hub, in your case, the UK, what's new at the Charter, and then some final tips and takeaways. I had hoped that that Sue was going to be here so that she could give us an update on what's going on with.
You won't be able to come today. She
Okay.
has she's traveling.
Okay.
But Andy's here too, and the rest of the UK group is here,
okay.
so they
Why
can
don't we go
update.
around and just state who we are and where you're from, and then we'll have the news section of what's going on. So, and maybe something special about each one of you, so that it'll help us remember one another. So, Andy, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Andy Spragg. I'm down in Taunton, Somerset, the UK, southwest of the UK. Run the Sangha House, a Buddhist-based wellbeing centre. Been with the Charter for about 6 years now. Busily trying to get as many towns as I can signed up down here. I've got Taunton and Glastonbury so far. Yeah, that's me.
Great. Thanks, Andy. William.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm William Heath. I'm in Bath. Marilyn, you and I met when we first started our community radio project out of Fairfield House in Bath, which is the Haile Selassie House in Bath. I'm now joining you as chair of the Bath Interfaith Group, and I see Rupert is on the call also, who's with us.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, now my whole screen changed. Okay, Kat?
Me?
Yes.
Kat. I wasn't sure if you said Pat or Kat. Hi, I'm new to the group. I only just signed the charter on Sunday, I think it was. I'm in Warwick, in the Midlands. I've sat Vipassana for 20 odd years, 18 courses. I'm an animal communicator, interspecies communicator, and interested in just spreading being compassion.
Great. Thank you, Kat, and welcome. Carol.
Hello, everyone. I'm in Cheltenham in Gloucestershire. I can't remember when I signed the charter. It was a few months back, but I came to it through Peace on Earth by 2030. And I just would like to report that there is a small group in town who are trying to sweeten the council to sign the charter. They're talking to the former mayor, who's a very nice man and very open to it, and a couple of borough councillors, one of whom has actually played the peace game, are in communication with the person who's now running the peace thing in town, because I've stepped back. But it's moving in a good direction. I think there's a good chance, Andy, that you'll have Cheltenham on board before too long, but we can keep in touch about that. Something special about me, it's lovely we've got an animal communicator here, because I do cat sitting. I've done some training with James French, and I combine my cat sitting with dream retreats. I'm doing a lot of nighttime dreaming research. That's it. Thanks.
Okay, great. Thank you. Mary Catherine.
Hello, I'm Mary Catherine. I'm talking to you from Edinburgh. You can tell from my accent, I'm from the United States, Iowa and Nebraska, but I've lived here for 23, 24 years now in Edinburgh. I've been connected with the charter for 10 years or so, whatever, on and off. Have made some efforts with the University of Edinburgh, with trying to do something with Compassionate Edinburgh. Both of them kind of flops, but efforts and moving on and doing what you can, and have been part of the UK group for all this time, and am really pleased to be part of that and supporting whatever can be done here. I do some retreats and workshops myself too. I've done more in the States than here in recent years, more on beloved communities. That's good. That's because that combines the compassion right off the bat with a bit of activism. So anyway, glad to be here. And I had unexpected company here today because their plane got shifted till tomorrow. So they shall be returning home anytime. And it's a little family with a couple little kids. So I may have to buzz off, but
Okay.
I wanted to be here for as long as I could.
Okay, great. Thanks, Mary Catherine. Magdalene.
Hello, everyone. I'm Magdalene from Oxford, and I've been with the Charter since 2011, I think. And we moved from Scotland down to Oxford, so I know Mary Catherine very well, and we worked on all sorts of projects in Edinburgh, didn't we? And we leave a big group too in Kinross, and one of these days Marg will have time to join us, I'm sure.
Good.
She's caring for her husband at the moment. And yes, Oxford is an interesting place, and of course it's full of very, very smart people and very clever people who have been aiming at charitable endeavors since 1100 probably and before. I mean, you see old almshouses and things in all the villages, and realize that there's been charitable efforts in this area for a very significant number of centuries. And but right at the moment, we're working with Leslie Udwin on Think Equal, and she is working with Layla Moran, one of our Lib Dem members of Parliament, and to roll out the programme, Think Equal programme, throughout the schools in Oxfordshire. And she has asked for me to come up with a team of women or anybody actually who will be prepared to monitor the rollout of the programme in the schools. So that's what we are working on at the moment.
Okay, great, Magdalene. Thank you.
With Princess.
Hyacinth.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Marilyn. God, it's good to see some of you. I've missed some of your faces. Andy, Mary, Magdalene. Nice to see new people. Oh my God. I haven't been doing hardly anything with the Charter for Compassion. I'm based in London, actually, first of all. I've been doing self-compassion and trying to recover some health things going on. So I was part of the UK group until I think I looked at our emails maybe March time this year, and then I stepped away. Yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to fit back in. I just really want to do the stuff with. I know I keep going on about it. My lovely women and girls group, or the gender partnerships, Donna, and then we keep trying to get ourselves back together. And we're not managing it yet. It seems like all of our lives are leading us in different places, but we've just got the heart still to get back to the Charter. And I've been involved, I think, with the Charter for, I don't know, maybe since 2013 or 14 or something.
Oh, great, thanks, Hyacinth. Rupert.
Hi there. I'm based in Bath in Somerset. So I'm a member of Bath Interfaith Group. I also happen to be chair of Cheltenham Christian Arts Festival. And picking up on an animal theme, I'm a trained pet loss bereavement counsellor. Yeah, that's me.
Thank you. Welcome. And Wilf?
Very good to be here. I live in Worthing, or rather Goring by Sea, which is next door to Worthing, West Sussex on the coast. I'm not an active member of the Charter, but I'm very interested in the emails and the information that I get from you. I've been interested and on the email list for quite a number of years. I'm a member of the United Reformed Church, lay preacher and elder, and my wife and I have lived here for about 45 years. And she's coming in now.
Right, we see her waiting.
It's quite an experience to do this. I recognize some of you because before I actually signed up to come on today, I looked at an archived Zoom and I recognize some of you folk. So it's very good to say hello. And you come from all over the place, so that's great.
Great. Thanks, Wilf. Beverly?
Beverly.
I'm here. Hi, I'm here. Hi, my name's Beverly Grimster. I live in Cheltenham, Gloucestershire. I've never heard of the Charter before, so I'm just here to find out more. In my day job, I work for Sue Ryder Hospice in Leckhampton. So I'm just really here to find out more about the group and how I can fit it into my working life.
Great. Thank you, Beverly. Welcome. Princess, good to see you.
Hello, thank you. Good to see you too. My name is Princess. I'm in Oxford, one of the clever people that Magdalene was referring to earlier. I joke. I am or have been involved with the Charter actually through, I can say through Magdalene. I learned about it through Magdalene when we met, I think about 7-8 years ago or so. And I am I don't use the word volunteer, but I do work in a local primary school. It's a recent development with the children in their sort of after school capacity. It's not in the teaching capacity, but I also do run and help manage an orphanage in Lusaka, Zambia, which is in Southern Africa, and also work with young girls and women who are going through period poverty. My sort of work history is really being charity related, education, young girls, poverty, just anything where I can also help instill compassion anywhere and everywhere as I can. And I too am just so pleased to be here with like-minded, if that's the word to use. I know we're so different, our minds are so different, but like they are sort of wanting the same thing here today in the world, just global compassion. So yeah, thank you for having me, and I'm so pleased to be here today. Thank you for letting me speak.
Jackie.
Hello there. I'm sorry I was late. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I had a few problems with the sound, sorry. Yeah, my name's Jackie Chellin, and I work at the University of the West of England in Bristol, but I live in Cheltenham, and I'm a local councillor in Cheltenham, and I'm chair of the Cheltenham Dementia Action Alliance. So it's great to see you, Beverly, because we've just met over email, and hopefully you're coming to our next meeting. That's lovely. And but it was Caroline that introduced me to the Peace Game, and has been talking about the Charter for Compassion, and whether as a local councillor I can help to move that along and get more traction on that within Cheltenham. And so I'm here really to find out more about what other people have been doing with the Charter for Compassion and what our next steps might be here in Cheltenham. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Jackie. Heather, we can't see you. Something happened.
Greetings, everyone. I'm on a road trip.
Oh,
3 weeks in Wales. I've just started and I'm just south of Chester at the moment. However, I live in Portsmouth and I'm the chair of Compassionately Portsmouth. It's been going for about 5 years. We work with the Good Neighbours Network in carrying out acts of kindness within the city. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there, but I'm very enthusiastic about this wonderful gathering here, and I look forward to connecting with all of you at some point.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, everyone should be made aware that who knows, Heather might show up at your doorstep with her caravan. Yeah. There's a request from Carolyn that people, if they're open to it, would put their email addresses in the chat so that I'm guessing Carolyn will just send a little email to everyone or just keep up with people. So we'll see what happens. So as we move forward, we know who's here. Well, I guess Merida, we don't know. Are you here? Okay, so
Very
maybe
much here, live and kicking. And but I'm not there. I'm in Mexico. So I'm here. I live in Mexico, Monterrey. I'm actually born from British parents. Never really lived in the UK, but my daughter is now studying in UE. So nice to see that we have somebody from the university there. Jackie, nice to see you. Take care of my daughter if you can. And so I'm program coordinator for the Charter for Compassion. That's one of my main passions, actually, is to be in these meetings, seeing what these beautiful communities are doing, and especially what I can do for them. So here you are. I'm here for you.
Right, great. And I'm Marilyn. And, not too many of you paid attention to what I asked, something, that would be a highlight of who you are so that we would always remember you. So I'm going to just say that I'm probably one of the only Bulgaria players that you have ever met. And so it's your responsibility to find out what is a Bulgaria. And then if you do, then you'll find out about my ethnic heritage. But I'm the director of the Charter for Compassion. And as I said, once every 5-6 weeks, we try and bring the world together regionally. And then every now and then we have these big opportunities for people from all over the globe to join in on charter activities. So we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But let's get the news. Magdalene, you shared with us about Think Equal and our dear friend Leslie Unwin. And so I know, Andy, you now have been working with others, getting together charity status. So I don't know if you want to give us an update.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, those of you that are new to the UK group won't have heard this, but hopefully lots of you will. We wanted to find a vehicle to essentially a better way to pull us all together and work on the rolling out of the charter. And we realized that we needed a legal entity to do it because inevitably it's going to involve some money. And for that, we need a company bank account. Then we need to do fundraising and then we need to roll it out. So we thought the only way to do this is to set up what's called a CIC. Some of you will know what a CIC is. And I'm happy to report we've done it. It's in place. So it's called Compassionate UK CIC. It's early days. It has a bank account. It's got a draft logo, but I think we need to work on it because Princess has spotted an issue, which I totally agree with. We had our first board meeting this morning. So we assigned the board members and the key roles and the next steps. One of which is to start talking about raising some funds, actually. So we're going to launch a crowdfunder. So Princess, Heather and myself are the directors, and then we've got Mary Kathleen, Magdalene, we've got Sue Cooper, we've got Millie, we've got Raheen, we've got Khatija, all filling in those vital spots which will allow us to operate this CIC. So yeah, we're really thrilled to have it in place. And now the hard work begins, I guess. Yeah.
Great. And congratulations. Yeah.
Its main purpose is to roll out the charter in the UK, is to help people to roll it out. So we will work hard at identifying sort of local representatives in different regions. Well, we've got a good few here, haven't we?
Yeah.
So definitely very useful. We're going to put training materials together. We've had some success at getting towns to sign the charter. The first one took 5 years. The second one only took a few months. So we're clearly honing our approach. So we'll put some guideline materials together for how people can approach their local councils. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay, good. Any other news that we should be aware of?
Marilyn?
Yes.
Charter for Compassion news or local group news?
Local group news.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can contribute some.
Okay.
So Bath Interfaith Group's been going since about 1990 with the aim of bringing together people of faith. We signed the charter 3 months ago, feeling that Karen Armstrong's work is a really excellent basis for stronger interfaith work, for a good understanding between the faiths. I think the balance of, what's good in the teaching about the faiths and the moments where the faiths fall short of their own standards is very important. Very recently, we've organised an event where we got our local MP to hear faith perspectives on assisted dying. I think what was really interesting about that was that the humanist and the Roman Catholic, who had completely different views on this matter, neither of them could have been any more compassionate. So I think their compassion shone through, and the manner of the discussion between these two people who fundamentally disagreed with each other on what was the right thing to do with assisted dying. So that was very pleasing. We recently took part in Bath's first refugee festival. So that's organised by an excellent couple of people called, they operate as Sudafest, Sudanese people. So they took over Fairfield House, which Marilyn knows about. It's the house given by Emperor Haile Selassie to the city of Bath. They took over that house for the day, and they had an event with music and food and very moving talks and a very strong sort of bonding friendship. And it was free for refugees. Others bought tickets. So we just had a sort of table there and talked about different faith traditions and what was available in Bath. That was interesting and fun. We're focusing quite hard on diversity work. I mean, Bath is a sort of complacent in its conservatism. It's a liberal city, but it's got a huge legacy of colonialism and so forth. So we've been reaching out to the Abbey, which has been slightly isolated in the past. There's a new mayor of Bath who is sort of humanist chaplain in the history of 792 years. This is the first chaplain that's espoused the same values, but under a sort of humanist heading. We've, celebrated Iftar and Holi. So we're trying to pursue interfaith work with a commitment to compassion as the sort of bonding feature across our different faith traditions.
Great.
Bliss.
Thank you.
Actually, William and Rupert, we're kind of pinching one of your ideas. I don't know whether you're aware of this, but I'm not sure when it was, but a while back you had an excellent evening up there with the Bishop of Bath and Wells and the Imam,
Yeah.
who looked at science and theology.
Yeah.
We're doing a rerun of that.
Yeah.
So they're coming down to Taunton because we've got similar interfaith challenges in Taunton. So I'm going to be the MC, and the Bishop of Bath and Wells is going to be there, and the Imam is going to be there, and they're going to answer the question: can you be both a scientist and a theologian? So, and that's on the 29th of July. So we've totally stolen your approach there. Sorry about that. It was Jane Sedgman that brought it to us. I don't know whether you know her.
I don't know Jane, but Narinder Tegali has kept me informed about the Taunton event. You're more than welcome. You know, imitation, sincerest form of flattery, etc., etc. And they're both. I mean, they're both really good. The Imam in Bath is a huge asset. He's a very, very learned intellectual man. He carries that learning very lightly. He's very liberal, Muslim, very inclusive, and the bishop, you know, is himself a scientist as well. So I think you'll be well placed there. We found it was well attended and interesting. Do push them quite hard though, because it's a bit dull if they just spend the whole evening agreeing with each other.
Yeah, well, I've generated a whole bunch of challenging questions actually that I'm seed out into the audience, and because you know what it's like when you invite questions from the audience, no one puts their hand up. So I thought, right, let's have some really good meaty questions, and and I did say to them, look, I don't mind sharing these questions with you in advance so you can think about them, but they're answered just off the cuff because they'll carry more integrity, and they're both signed up for that. They both said yes, totally agree. So I think it will be a very good event. Yeah.
Sounds like you're well on top of it, Andy. I'll try and be there.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah.
Very good. And thank you for proving that the way of the charter is to steal from one another. We have something called the Grassroots Wisdom Book, and we invite people to put these wonderful experiences and ideas that they have into the wisdom book. It's in, I don't know, maybe 9, 10, 12 chapters. And you can go in there and get other people's ideas. There's a link to either the website or the person who submitted the idea. So that, you know, if you're looking to start a care or facility like a number of people are doing in Florida, or if you're into food scarcity, which a number of our different compassionate communities are doing, there's lots of ideas on how individually these communities are going about securing food for the population. So there's lots of ideas in there for you to take. And that's the role of the charter. You know, we're there to help really give skills and opportunities to individuals and to organizations who are part of the charter so that you would have a toolbox of different processes that you might use locally. So, you know, one of the things that we'll be talking about in the next few minutes are some of those things that we'll be offering. And ironically, as all of you were talking, I kept writing, oh, I forgot to put that down. I forgot to put that down. I mean, if you go to the front page of the Charter for Compassion, the homepage, you'll see at a glance all of the things that we're doing, and you can just click there and get additional information. But let's keep going. Are there other things that are happening locally that we should be aware of? If not, then I'm going to take advantage of the silence and fill it up. So here we go. Let's see. I'm going to use this as an advancement. One of the things that, if you're a reader of the newsletter, you know that we have embarked on a brand new effort, and that is to really look at the Charter for Compassion, the original document, which was launched at the UN in 2009. We want to make certain that the language that we're using in the Charter is all inclusive, that the themes that are presented in the Charter as a document really embrace everything that we should be paying attention to. It's amazing how the world is a little bit different than it was in 2009. The original document of the Charter for Compassion will stand, but we're looking to Charter for Compassion 2.0. We have a way that anyone who wants to contribute to changing the language, adding to the language, challenging the language, would get in touch with us, and we'll make certain that Merida puts that in the chat so that you'll have an opportunity to connect to that link. So we're doing that between now and most probably the second week in October, because we have to pull it all together. And we want to present the new Charter for Compassion 2.0 on November 12th. It was November 12th in 2009 that it was launched at the UN. And so we want to launch the new Charter 2.0 on that same date. Here's something else that we hope that you all will take advantage of, and we've been working really hard on this. We've entered into a collaboration with United Religions Initiative, and in particular, their circle called the Voices for a Nuclear-Free World. We're taking the lead on creating a video, which will be offered on August 6th. And it will be broadcast a number of times so that any of you who have an individual opportunity to see the video, that's great. But if you're from an interfaith community or an educational institution, whatever it might be, this might be a great way just to come together. The video right now is probably a little tiny bit over an hour. I think it's extremely powerful. We've been working really hard on it, and we're trying to get it ready in the next couple of days because it's going to be previewed down in Merida, Mexico, not Merida, our person who's on staff, but the URI is celebrating its 25th anniversary, so it's going to be used as a trailer in that celebration. The other thing that you see there's another date, July 30th, and that is another look at commemoration. And this is ironically a musical event. Listening to the music that has come to us because of the dropping of the two bombs. So it's part of something that I do every Wednesday morning, which is called Harmony, Humanity and Harmony. And that's to learn about one another through music. And so the theme for that particular day is Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The other thing that we'd like your help with, your involvement, your ideas and promotion is our second Global Youth Conference. It's an online conference using the same platforms. Many of you probably came to our May event. We had a 2-day Compassion in Action event. We had over 100 different offerings, workshops, panels, keynotes, as part of that exchange that we had with our global community. And so we're using that same Ring Central platform. Last year, we had close to 500 youth, I think I'm just kind of trying to remember, like maybe 45 countries or so. We're really hoping to double that number. And certainly with your help and involvement, all of the presentations, probably with few exceptions, will be by young people and the work that they're doing in compassion and compassion leadership. So we're excited about offering that as a second time round. And here's the big one for us. I've already kind of hinted at it. On November 12th, will be our big global gala fundraiser. And I think it probably won't surprise you that the Charter for Compassion does need to run on some finances. We usually run on fumes. And we have lots of people on our database, but lots of people means not a lot of money. It just means that I think just about 250 to 400 people really give to the Charter for Compassion. And that does not keep us afloat. So we have to spend a lot of time and effort in raising funds. And so we are using this Global Gala to do a number of things. One certainly is that launching of Charter for Compassion 2.0. The other thing is that for now, this will be the 7th or 8th year, we will be giving the Karen Armstrong Humanitarian Awards out. And these awards go to people who have really a track record of compassion, the work that they've been doing. Last year, our 4 awards went to Rigoberta Menchú, the Guatemalan indigenous person who was responsible for bringing the indigenous rights document to the United Nations and worked through that, and her involvement certainly during the war years in Guatemala really has strengthened, the recovery of Guatemala. And she runs a school in her hometown. And so she was one of our awardees. The other awardee was Kailash Satyarthi from India. And for people who come to our global reads, which we have once a month, Kailash was responsible for a movement, and it continues to this day, of trying to end child slavery and indentures systems throughout the world. He started in India, and so his efforts have freed hundreds of thousands of young children. And for our global read that we had with Kailash earlier this month, his book is What Took You So Long? Kind of written from the vantage point of young people who were enslaved. It's also going to be a time where we're going to be introducing some of our new global ambassadors. And by the way, if you think that you know of someone that could be a spokesperson for the Charter for Compassion, one of the first people to sign the Charter for Compassion was Bono. So I haven't written to him. I have talked to him in the past because of our humanitarian awards. But that's the kind of person we're looking for. And we have already had a number of people that we're excited to introduce who have accepted being ambassadors, getting the word out of compassion to the global community. And here's a few things that, and there's, I'm thanking you before I presented these things. And that is our collective thinking and acting. These are some of the things that, if you wouldn't mind just taking down a couple notes for yourself. If you haven't experienced the Ring Central platform, you'll have an opportunity to see it in action in October. We've purchased the rights for the Ring Central platform. It's been a big investment. And if anyone is interested in renting it from us, that would be fantastic. And we do have a sheet that we can send to you. If you have something that's coming up where you need to have either a dedicated online conference or presentation or a hybrid conference, then Ring Central is really quite a unique platform. And we've only gotten good reviews of both of the times that we have used it. So that's one thing that I just want to put out there. The other thing, and I'll take us off screen so we can have this conversation, is we've never had a real membership fee for the Charter for Compassion. I mean, even if we ask people to contribute £1 or $5 a year, that would really take care of a major part of our need. And so, we're just starting this conversation in our various groups. Should we have a membership fee? Should we set the fee, as a definite price, or is it something that we just say pay as you can? So that's a topic that we really want to explore. We also want to explore how a community might be able to help to stabilize the Charter's efforts. And then this last piece here, cognitive-based compassion training. I'm going to take us and get so we can look at one another. We have committed all of our efforts to adopt cognitive-based compassion training as really the main educational tool for the Charter for Compassion. It's a really intensive program. We're doing it in conjunction with Emory University, and they have been going about this for a number of years with the help of the Dalai Lama. In fact, it's primarily the Dalai Lama's contributions that have allowed the creation of this cognitive-based training. And also, it is the forerunner of SEE learning. That is also a contribution from the Dalai Lama to an education curriculum for students and their teachers, instructors, from the beginning of school age to graduation. And it's also being used in colleges and universities. What does this mean is that our board of directors have taken on the idea that they want to give scholarships to people who want to commit to CT. And so we are now running our first group through the Emory program. And by the end of July, we will have had probably we should have 13 trained individuals who will be able to give the initial course to people locally. It is a 8 to 10 week program, always up to change as we're going through this pilot program. It's a commitment, and I'm not going to fool you. I'm doing it myself right now, and it is pretty overwhelming. It would be, if any of you are interested, and we're taking names of people who might be interested in doing this, that it would be not only this commitment of X number of weeks, but most probably about 8 to 10 hours of your week for 8 to 10 weeks. And that's the training period of time. There's a lot of reading. There's a significant amount of writing. I mean, it is a thorough course, but the way that it goes is we will be offering a general course of introduction to that whole program, and that will be at a fee. We're not sure of what the fee is because we're not sure what money we're having to give to Emory for it, but it will be a reduced fee. Somewhere, I'm not certain of pounds, but somewhere in the area of $200 to $300. However, the next step, if you're interested in being a trainer, is where our board is saying we will try and raise money so that the $5,500 tuition that it would cost to get certified would be paid by the Charter for Compassion. And so that would mean what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a significant number of people in different locations so that, we'll feel very good if we can get 4 or 5 people in Australia, 2 people in New Zealand. We already have in training right now 2 people in Canada. We need a few more people in Canada, a few more people in the US, in the UK. So the idea is that we're working hand in hand with Emory. I mean, they have been wonderful. So if you are interested in cognitive-based compassion training, this is science. This is mindfulness. This is, a whole bevy of skills that, you will learn through this program. And there's extensive, if you're going on for Train the Trainer, extensive opportunities for practicum, for having a mentor, a coach, who would really be at your side. So I just wanted to say that this is the kind of work that we want to do with the charter, of really, scaling things. And, the same way that Andy is talking, that this new effort in the UK of bringing a group together regionally is so important, so that we can really, scale, but also scale with giving the tools. So thanks, Merida, for putting in the CBCT so that you can see what it looks like. And so, just keep coming to these groups to find out about things. Look at the homepage of the charter where we'll be listing all of these things that I'm talking about. Before I open it up again, Carolyn has mentioned about the peace games. Some of you know about the peace games. I'm going to let Carolyn, I'll put her on the spot, because she's played the peace games. Merida has. I've done it 3 times myself. One of the things at the charter is that we just don't come up with these ideas without vetting them. And so, we make it a point to get so totally involved in what we're doing in order to bring it to the charter so that we can bring it to you and feel good about that. So, Carolyn, do you want to take a few minutes and talk about the peace games?
Thank you, Marilyn. I could, but I would have thought that you and Merida were just as better qualified than I. I've done it 3 times, it's true. I think, okay, I think the thing that's most useful about the peace game are 2 things. A, it's simple, and B, it's practical. Mm. So you're doing 7 peace actions over a period of 9 weeks. And the idea is to get a whole community empowered to realize that we can become a living presence of peace where we live. And it's certainly in the UK, that word empowered is really a key word. I think the Americans tend to be more, well, this is a huge generalization, but in the States, there tends to be a much more sense of empowerment. I remember when I first went to California in the 80s, it was just this sense of we can do it. This is not strong in the UK. People are very surprised when you say, well, actually, do you know, peace on earth is up to us. So that's a very short thing, but maybe Jackie might. It's so great that Jackie's here. I didn't know you were coming, Jackie, because Jackie's also played the peace game, and she also has a very clear vision of Cheltenham, where we both live. So could she spend a couple of minutes also,
sure,
if she wants to? Yeah.
Thank you, Caroline. Yes, I mean, playing the peace game was it is quite a commitment just in terms of time and giving attention to it, and it can be played on lots of different levels. And through that, I met various people from Cheltenham, actually, and Caroline's been really good at getting us together to talk about the things that we can do and how we can make the peace game more British, if you like, because there are certain cultural American things that don't play as well with the Brits necessarily, it's interesting because through those people that I've met and Caroline, but the others on the peace game who are local, I keep seeing them in various for us, not least a couple of weeks ago, Caroline, you weren't there, but two of them were at the a meeting to talk about Interfaith Week and what we might be doing there. And that was at the council offices actually, and the cabinet member for safety and communities couldn't actually make it, but yeah, she's very dedicated as well to ensuring that the council and the officers and the councillors take note and take part in these activities, and which is why we're quite hopeful that we can do something with the Charter for Compassion. We are a town of sanctuary already, so, and we've got a very strong organisation supporting refugees and asylum seekers, so that there's a lot of there's a lot of caring and compassion already within the various different organisations within Cheltenham. And actually, Beverly, you might want to say something about that as well, because we've met through some of those kind of caring communities, which I think is yeah, it's really great.
Shall I say a few words then?
Oh yes, sure.
So through my work with Sue Ryder, and most people know Sue Ryder well, some of you might know Sue Ryder provides hospice care. So we work with palliative and end of life care, but my role is a new one, which is community engagement. So part of my role is to work with communities to tell them more about what we do as an organisation, but to start having the discussions with people around death, dying, loss and grief, and how we can deal with that in a compassionate way with each other and within our communities, and how that might be dealt with differently depending on people's faith or culture. I mean, so there's lots of different strands to it really, but it's just about how we can care and support each other more and be good neighbours and care for people around us.
Great. Thank you, Beverly. You help me remember that there's an invitation to all of you to join some of our various teams. And one of the teams, or the pillars, we now call them pillars, I started writing about the kind of restructuring of the Charter for Compassion in this past newsletter, which you might have just received today. But I'll continue to write about it over the next couple months because we're moving from a sector-based to a pillar-based, and those pillars are really the strength of any community, like education and wisdom, or social justice and integrity, healthcare. And so we have groups in each of those pillar areas. And one of the groups that I think might be appealing to a number of you is our what we call the kitchen chat. And the kitchen chat meets the first Friday of every month, with the exception of July coming up because it's a big holiday in the US. And so, but the first Friday of every month at 8:30 in the morning, and it's people who are interested in healthcare. And we have doctors. We have doctors from big places like Yale or from the Mayo Clinic. We have end-of-life doulas. Julian Abel, from some of you might know, from the UK, from Cornwall, with his whole piece on palliative care and his book on compassionate communities. These are great. They're just great conversations where people come together and they learn from one another. And we have this ongoing creation that we all contribute to, which is on another platform, not our website, but on a platform called Sutra, where we really gather all the ideas and the resources that people bring to the kitchen table. So we have a pillar group in education so far, social justice. All of them meet right now. All of them meet at times that would be conducive, I think, to your involvement. So that's a good thing.
And an interfaith group.
Yes, we do. Yes, thank you.
Spirituality.
Yeah,
And
we have a
Morgana here,
spirituality
if you'd
group
like
as
to.
well. Yeah.
I just wanted to introduce her because if not, she's like
Oh, sure.
sneaking in behind the camera. But Morgana is the president of the International Pagan Federation, right?
Yeah.
And we've just been together in the south of Mexico at an indigenous gathering. So that was the Latin American Indigenous gathering. It's really beautiful. So you're also invited, whoever is interested in joining the rise or the spirituality pillar.
Yeah,
Rise
William, you might really be interested in that, you and Rupert.
I'm very sorry to interrupt, but I must leave. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Okay. Thank you very much for the meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Wolf. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Bye.
Lovely to see you.
we have only a few more minutes, but I did want to offer this other opportunity. And for some of you who, gosh, two opportunities. One, Princess, we have started in an Ubuntu network of different communities on the continent of Africa, and I'd like to talk with you about any of the organizations that you're involved with, bringing them into that network. So that's number one. Number two is we have a memo of understanding with the Nobel Peace Prize laureates. And one of the parts of that MOU is the fact that we want to offer programming in conjunction with them. In fact, we're in charge of their programming this month, for example, to the university students around the world. And we want to do much more of that. But if you are part of an educational institution at the secondary level or the college university level, and you think that you would like your institution to be a part of our MOU and to be a Peace Laureate university with an opportunity for your students to have some wonderful experience with Nobel Peace Prize winners and the curriculum that's rich, obviously, in peace, please let us know. So that's another thing that the Charter can offer to our compassionate communities. Heather, your hand is up.
Yeah, I just want to confirm that the original Charter for Compassion will not be changed. I really am quite concerned.
No.
For
Yeah, no, as I said, the original document will stay intact, but there will be a Charter 2.0. And if you have an opportunity to go to, I'm not sure, many of you had a chance to put in the page for that explanation. But for example, we have been challenged many times that there's nothing that feels like the sacredness of the earth is prevalent in the Charter for Compassion, or that we are adhering to the rights of all living beings. And so that animal rights people are always saying it needs to be more pronounced. There are people in the LGBT community who feel that there needs to be more definition in the Charter for Compassion. So the original will stay intact, and we will not change the structure of the Charter for Compassion, but we're really open to looking at what people feel are needs to include in a new charter. Does that help, Heather?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that does help. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of people have signed the original Charter for Compassion. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, when we're moving forward, a lot of people in the UK have signed the Charter of Compassion at many of Andy's events.
Yeah.
And I just want to
I think that one of the ways of moving forward with this is that, as Karen Armstrong has said, when people have challenged, and it's been from the very beginning that the challenges have been out there, and she's always said, this is a historical document and it will stay a historical document. But if you want to write another charter, and she has said that, in fact, the very first challenge came from the healthcare community, where a group of residents in the Netherlands said, you know, we need a charter that's really specifically for healthcare. And so that charter was written, and Karen Armstrong appeared in a video endorsing the healthcare charter. And then soon after, there came to be a children's charter. And again, another endorsement from Karen Armstrong. So in this case, what we're looking for is, and we might get to this point where, you know, like if you look at the United Nations, you have the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, but you also have the Declaration of Indigenous People, of women, of children. And so, and you know, people are always asked to sign these additional declarations. And so, who knows? We're going to let Sue Cooper, who is kind of guiding us and being the coordinator of this effort, but people might be able just to say, I'd like to sign the original charter and I'd like to sign, you know, this new 2.0. We've also had, for people who might know Jennifer Nadel, who is a Londoner and who is the founder of Compassion in Politics. I mean, she put forth the fact that we should go to Charter for Compassion 4.0. And let me tell you how much time and effort I spent in researching what would be the difference between a 2.0 and a 4.0. And I'm pretty clear myself that we are not at a 4.0 level, that we're just at a 2.0 level. We're excited about this because, you know, as I said, I mean, we want to look to the sacredness of all beings and to the sacredness and the stewardship of the earth, and whatever we can do to make that clear, we welcome it.
Thank you for the clarification, Marilyn.
Oh,
Much
sure, Heather.
appreciated.
Okay, I miss seeing your face, Heather.
Well, I have a very bad connection.
It's okay. The time is up, so, you know, we missed out. Next time. But William, go ahead.
Yeah, Marilyn, just for clarification, you think that signatures on the original charter carry forward to the 2.0
yes.
charter? Yeah, good. Yeah, that makes complete sense to me. I think
yeah, definitely.
There's Heather.
Yeah.
She's
Hi,
appeared.
Heather.
Thank you all. And we didn't talk about that membership fee. Drop me a line if you have any special feelings about it. And look forward to the next time we're together. Take care, everyone.
Thanks all.
Nice to see
Thanks,
you
Marilyn.
all.
Bye.
See you next time, and congratulations.
Thank you.